You may be familiar with the AIA design phases for design and construction of buildings in general, and they look like this. You start out in the programming phase, deciding what to build and relationships between different program elements. Moving into schematic design, right, where we set up the basics of how those program elements are going to fit together. And then progressive design phases get more and more detailed: design development, construction documents, bidding, and construction administration. Now, in this course and in your textbook, we are talking about a specific part of the design process, and it is for specifically site planning and site grading. And most of this process fits into just the schematic design phase of a total project. What does background research include for a site design project? Well, you need to find out and verify the property's legal description, the property lines, and the various utility services. You'll need some topography information and to do a code and zoning review. You'll need to do a site assessment of the different soils on the site and also take a look at the climate, sun angles, and existing slopes. And finally, you'll want to know all about the existing roads, buildings, trees, etc. Once you have all of that background information, it's time to move into site analysis. You're going to take a look at the site, determine which areas of it are best for which types of elements. And you'll use a tool called slope analysis. Right? We'll practice that in our course, in which you can identify the different levels of steepness on the site, right? And therefore what kinds of uses that area might be best for. Take a look at this table 3.1 in your textbook, and you can see this is really useful. Which types of activities, for example, tennis or a sports field or a street or a building, all right, which types of activities go with a specific desired slope? Your next step in this process is called program analysis. You'll work with your client to identify project program, as in what kinds of activities and what kinds of uses are you going to accommodate in this project, and match those to each other with relationships and adjacencies, and then match that program to the slope and grading requirements. All right, so you have analyzed the site, you've analyzed the program. Now it's time to put it together and combine those two into what's called a land use zone diagram. All right, and this is a preliminary phase where you will start to show some circulation patterns on the sites and draw everything to scale. Once you've made it through all of these design steps, it's time to prepare the schematic design package, and that's going to include both a preliminary site design and preliminary site grading, right? Probably in the form of a schematic site plan and a schematic grading plan. And that's as far as we're going to go in this course, right? But as you know, in a real project, the next step would be to continue to develop these this design and come up with construction documents and move into construction.